I really enjoy the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Do you know someone who doesn't have initiative? Are you working on having more initiative? Does it make you angry when someone else doesn't take initiative or when you don't take initiative? This is the first habit in the 7 Habits. And I really like the way that Covey describes initiative. He calls it the space between stimulus and response. And so if we think about our own initiative, which is the first thing that we're going to think about, a lot of times we evaluate whether or not we have initiative, but we don't really think about how this plays into our interaction with other people. And I don't want to get into the forecast too far forward into the book, but when we think about that gap between stimulus and response, it's important not just for us, but also for our interactions as we think about other people and as we act or a situation acts on them, that stimulus, what kind of response is that going to trigger in them? So when we think about this gap between stimulus and response being the initiative, we really want to think about if we have positive or negative initiative, because we're going to have initiative, like the stimulus, something's going to happen inside of us, and then there's going to be a response. So what is that something that happens inside of us? Is it good? Is it bad? And I think the main way we look at this is that's something that happens within inside of us. Does a stimulus happen and all of a sudden we go internal to this moment? Or when a stimulus happens, do we go outside of ourselves to the future? And that's the big difference in good or bad initiative. Something happens to me and there's going to be a response. And that space between stimulus and response, is that in that space, am I looking at me right now, or am I looking outside in the future? So this is forecasting a lot into things that are going to happen later in the book, but that's my big takeaway from habit number 1 in Be Proactive, is I want to make sure when there's a stimulus, in that space, I look outside, I look to the future before I respond. If this was helpful for you, and we'll be posting some more as we continue going through the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It'll be in the Life Hacks playlist and also the book review playlist here on my channel. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.